Welcome back to Project 94 for another Diecast review on the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Chase Briscoe's 2022 Mahindra Tractors Darlington Throwback Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing. And my folks, what a fantastic Ford Mustang throwback paint scheme we have right here for Stewart Haas Racing's Chase Briscoe. This, my friends, is probably my favorite of these Stewart Haas throwbacks of the year, just because of how innovative and creatively done this throwback is. This car here for Chase Briscoe is a throwback to Tony Stewart's 2001 Indianapolis 500 entry. That was the year that he went and he did the double, competed in the Indy 500, competed in the Coca-Cola 600, in a paint scheme painted up like this one, except now it is on a next-generation Ford Mustang. Unbelievable. And, of course, Chase Briscoe is a huge Tony Stewart fan and enthusiast of Tony Stewart. And, of course, what a cool opportunity to do a throwback to your childhood hero. Man, what a special diecast for Chase Briscoe right here. The throwbacks are always special, and today is no different. Let's take a look at this diecast right here. Absolutely amazing looking one here. So, let's take a look at it out of the box. And right off of the bat, just the red and then the yellow lightning bolts, man. And of course, lightning bolts on a paint scheme. Of course, you've got me, who loves the lightning bolt theme on diecasts and race cars and anything graphics-wise. So you know that I am going to love the design of this one because of that and because of the meaning behind it. It's just such a special car in a lot of ways, especially for the driver, Chase Briscoe. What a spectacular Darlington throwback here. Definitely part of the top 10 throwbacks of the year, in my opinion. I was looking forward to getting this one when it came out, and sure enough, here it is in the studio, ready for a diecast review. Number 14, Stewart Haas Racing. Got Ford right there. You have Mahindra Tractors, official tractor of tough right there. You have the hood vents on there. You got Chase Briscoe, Ford. You have Sunoco right there, NASCAR. The Throwback International logo. You got Goodyear, NASCAR Salutes, number 14. Chase Briscoe, the race winner sticker from Phoenix. You got Ford, Haas, Production Alliance Group, and Rush Truck Centers. Of course, you got Mahindra Tractors, HighPoint.com, One Cure, Haas, and Mobile One. You have Gear Wrench, Rush Truck Centers, and Ford Performance Racing School on your quarter panel. Over to the back, you have Mahindra Tractors, Mobile One, the Ford license plate with the 2022 registration sticker on there. You got number 14. You got Mahindra Tractors, which is a little wonky draw, unfortunately. Just looks a little bit funky, especially on the M-A-H-I-T-R-A letters. You have Briscoe right there, and Mahindra Tractors on the top. We're going to start off with the number of this car, and of course this is an Indy car paint scheme on a Cup car, so this is obviously going to be kind of different, but almost similar to the original. Sort of inspired by, kind of mixed in with the current 14 for the Cup car. So you got the yellow outline, almost like a shadow to it. And then you have the other black outline, the boldest of the outline on there. You got the red outline and a white number fill-in, and that is going to be the type of number 14 used throughout the entire car, just about, except on the back and on the front, because it looks to be too small to be printed on there. The car was spray painted in almost like a red-orange. It's like a red-orange. I know the camera kind of messes with the color, but the way my eyes are seeing it, it's like a red, it's like a very fine-tuned red, which is really nice to see. Very light on the oranginess, more on the red side now that I'm looking at it a lot closer. So yeah, you have that as the backdrop. And I'm going to start off this paint scheme review differently. Let's look at, before we look at the lightning bolt pattern, let's look at the roof. Take a look at that. Yellow roof rails on this car. How awesome and sharp does that look? Looking at it from the top, check that out. How sharp is that? Very bold and very yellow up there. Really nice. Awesome looking on the roof right there. Instead of just painting it red, they actually went and they gave us the yellow little lines on there. Very cool to see that detail. As for the paint scheme, it is pretty simple. You got a black splitter, the black side skirts, side markers, and of course the black spoiler out back. And really all this paint scheme has to offer, I mean, it's just like the Indy car. So it's going to look kind of more plainer on the Cup car, but in my opinion, it still looks beautiful. And would love it if this was ever a primary on a Cup car. So you have, of course, over the Ford Mustang front end on the hood, you have the lightning bolt kind of streaking onto the hood. It's just very spikes up and then spikes back down again, and it gets thinner. And going across the side, it goes back to being a thick yellow line with a black outline for the lightning bolt. It's going to go spike over the Goodyear logo and over the contingencies through the top of the number 14. It's going to go up again to the upper edge of the 4, whereas on the other side it'll be the upper edge of the 1, going straight through it. And of course it's going to slash over the Mahindra Tractors logo, which that looks to be wrapped a little bit wonky jaw. Kind of a decal fold. It should be a lot more straight than that, but that's just how this particular car was wrapped, unfortunately. But it's going to still streak across, slash across the top towards the bioethanol logo right there. Over the Mahindra. Nothing in the back, just red. Red on the deck lid. And this side is the same. The right side is the same as the left. Simple paint scheme, but man, this is just how it was back in the day on that 2001 Indy car. Pretty interesting to know that Tony Stewart went for the double down, the double crown, the Indy 500, and the Coca-Cola 600. Very, very cool that Tony Stewart did that, and very, very cool to see this car back. And of course, the color matching for the logos is really nice. Of course, they didn't touch the gear wrench logo, for instance. These colors match up quite good. Of course, High Point is just going to be all white instead of having any blue on there. Very, very nice color matching. The sponsors kind of going along with the throwback. That's always really nice to see that on there. At the white Goodyears for the throwback with the dark gray color for the rims this time around, which is really cool on this car. It actually makes the paint scheme look even nicer when you have the colored rims instead of it just being the black rims of the primary. They actually got it different this time. Looks very sharp with that red and yellow lightning bolt color scheme with the white Goodyears. That's going to look really nice in anyone's diecast series, and it sure looked cool during the real-life Goodyear 400. Man, just such a nice car. The IndyCar throwbacks, really any of the throwbacks like the open-wheel cars and the non-NASCAR type throwbacks, to me, are some of the cooler ones because now you're really innovating with the design, as I give you guys a bit more close-ups of this paint scheme. It just kind of makes the designers innovate a little bit more. How do we make this paint scheme that was on a completely different race car work on the Cup car while still doing a solid job doing a tribute of it? We still see some things like that today, especially with Penske. Some of the paint schemes are based on the Indy cars, as we've seen throughout the years, and that's still a thing that's kind of going on to this day. So to see it for a throwback, and for Tony Stewart to allow this car to be brung back is really cool. This car originally, as far back as I remember, was a Target car, so they had to match the Mahindra to that. I mean, the font is still modern, but it doesn't ruin it for me. It's still nice on this throwback car. Really, really looks cool. Got the modern edge mixed with the retro IndyCar style for Tony Stewart's 2001 Indy 500 car. Just a really nice... Kind of looks like Lightning McQueen the more you look at it. I mean, this is a throwback done right. It really is, especially for a car that was an open-wheel car. Very hard to do these throwbacks as good as this one. I mean, wow. Very, very nicely done car. So I'm going to give you guys a 360 view of it. Here's the front of the car. And, of course, got a bit of, like, decal scratches and nick marks, as you're noticing. Just looking around, the headlight's a little lower than it should be, but, you know, Lionel diecast quality. Of course, you got a little speck right there. He had a few, like, creases and decal folds, but it is definitely not as bad as the PTC mold, but could still be made better. Here's the front of the car. Here's the hood. Here's the right side. Here's the back. Here's the deck lid. Here's the roof. Here's the left side and the chassis. And that, my friends, is a really cool throwback diecast review of Chase Briscoe's Mahindra Tractors Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing. Just a wonderful piece of diecast right here. Man, you Chase Briscoe fans, you guys got a great throwback this year. One to be proud of, one to look back on for many years to come. And, of course, a throwback to remember for Chase Briscoe himself and for the legendary Tony Stewart. Thank you all for checking out this diecast review. Comment, like, and subscribe for more content on this channel. And we will see you guys in the next diecast review. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecasts.